What's going on, guys? So we had a quick victory here at Spokane Sub-Series this weekend, and I want to show you guys how I pulled that off. So I knew my opponent was a wrestler, and one of my goals for this tournament was I wanted to out-wrestle him, and this is the strategy I used to accomplish that goal. So it all kind of starts with this configuration here, which is collar tie wrist. Now what makes this so strong is I have the inside position with my collar tie, and because I have the wrist grip, I basically have priority on moving that arm. So what you're going to see me do here is I'm going to hit 3 snap downs. Because I'm grabbing the wrist and I have priority over that arm, I can snap the head down, throw it right into the pocket of my arm. And my goal here is to get my chest on the back of his head and keep weight on that head. Now I'm going to go ahead and shrug this off, go for a foot sweep here because I'm basically just warming up at this point and I'm just trying to see what my opponent's going to do and I'm trying to get a read on him. Something I really wanted to emphasize in this match was patience. I wanted to attack with comfort, and when I decide to make a move, I want to finish the move. Now I also quickly want to talk about reading your opponent and how I'm actually gauging him. So you guys saw me hit 3 consecutive snap downs here. The first one was a test. I wanted to see how he was going to react. The second one was to see if he would let me do it again. And in the third one, that's when I finally advanced my position. Now it's pretty cool because I can actually prove to you how I was reading my opponent. So you can see me go for this collar tie wrist grip. And every time I do that, he swings for a very wide over tie, just like you saw there. So now I have an idea of what my opponent's going to do. And as we get into this third exchange here, you can see me predict this over tie. And after that confirmation, I was ready to step it up. Now, in my opinion, my opponent made a pretty big mistake here. He tried to shoot through the collar tie wrist, and the reason that's very dangerous is because not only do I have my elbow blocking you, so when you take that shot, you kind of meet my elbow, but I also have control over your wrist, so my hand has priority to move first. So as you take that shot, I stuff your head, and I'm able to work directly into my front headlock. So from here, I decided to attack the single leg. As Isaiah starts to sprawl, I turn it into a double, and I'm originally going to start dumping him out here to my right side and really picking up my opponent's right leg. As he starts to drive weight down onto his right side and really start to block me from being able to throw him to the right, I use my head to knock him over back to the left, now turning my arm into pulling onto that leg and taking him to the opposite side.
There we go, start. Let's snap him down a little bit. There we go, take it down, drive.
I'll start to button up his legs and then make my way to the back, and I have a pretty ugly back take here. I tried to chop the hook in, but we ended up just falling over, and I landed with no hooks, which isn't the best idea, but eventually I'm able to get one hook in, and I actually elect to not go double hooks because I want to maintain a good amount of tension through my opponent right now. Now the angle's a little rough, but when I say maintain a good amount of tension, you can see me clamping down with my hooks, kind of clamping onto his hips, and then I'm also extending my hips through my opponent while I twist his arms, raising that top shoulder, and then pinching down with my right arm with the shoulder that's on the mat. So I'm kind of like corkscrewing my opponent. And this is pretty much the entire match as back system here. I really want to make a video on this because it's kind of hard to see here, but it's super strong and I want to show you guys that later. But from here, I'm going to go palm to palm, raising that arm up. As my opponent goes to pull my arm down here, that's when I switch from the palm to palm. And while I continuously drive my right arm, trying to grab his shoulder and trying to secure the rear naked, I'm going to take my left arm and push his other hand away. From here, my bicep is right next to my wrist to grab, so I go ahead and lock up the rear naked choke, and we get the tap.
There you go, you got it. Keep going, you got it, keep going.
So it was a great tournament. Shout out to Diego, one of my old coaches all the way back from my white belt days. He was actually competing on the main card later that night, so he was able to coach me. Also, shout out to Matt Chess for the back taking system. I really want to make a video on that, so expect that out probably next Wednesday or sometime next week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a really fun event, and I'll see you in the next one. Go pass some guards.